We start the day's other headlines with a surprise statement from President Trump that the U.S. will engage in direct, high-level talks with Iran. But tonight, there is no confirmation from Tehran. Seated alongside Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, Trump said the talks, which he claimed will occur Saturday, would try to reach a, quote, stronger agreement than the 2015 Iran nuclear deal. Mr. Trump withdrew the U.S. from that deal in his first term. The president warned of consequences if talks fail, and he would not rule out military confrontation.
I think if the talks aren't successful with Iran, I think Iran is going to be in great danger. And I hate to say it, great danger, because they can't have a nuclear weapon.
So is that a yes?
You know, it's not a complicated formula. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. That's all there is.
Netanyahu's visit to meet with President Trump comes as a wave of Israeli airstrikes across Gaza killed more than 30 people, according to health officials. Outside a hospital in southern Gaza, a strike killed a local reporter and wounded 6 more journalists. The Israeli military said it was targeting a Hamas militant posing as a journalist. Meantime, Israel has expanded more of its military buffer zone inside Gaza, doubling its size in recent weeks. Israel now controls more than 50% of the territory. In Myanmar, the death toll from the devastating March earthquake has climbed past 3,600 people. Rescue efforts are giving way to relief and recovery operations as hope for survivors fades. People across the country cleared mounds of debris today. World powers, including China, sent new emergency aid this weekend for survivors. The U.S. has pledged $9 million of relief so far, but relief efforts have been notably absent. As PBS News was first to report, the Trump administration last week notified the 3-person disaster team from USAID of their terminations while they were on the ground in Myanmar. The U.S. Supreme Court has temporarily paused a midnight deadline tonight that the Trump administration faced to bring home a man they deported by mistake. The administration admitted that Kilmar Abrego Garcia of Maryland should not have been sent to a maximum security prison in El Salvador. A judge's order from 2019 prohibited such a move. But the administration also argued it had no way to get him back because Garcia, who they accuse of MS-13 gang ties, is no longer in U.S. custody. Garcia's lawyers have until tomorrow afternoon to respond. A days-long downpour has finally let up across the southern U.S., but it sent some rivers overflowing to near record levels, posing serious flood threats, especially across Kentucky. In the state capital of Frankfort today, the Kentucky River was so swollen that bridges just barely cleared the waterline. Officials say it crested less than a foot shy of a record. The murky floodwaters inundated businesses downtown and forced residents to abandon their belongings and flee their homes.
You're used to seeing storms last a couple days, if it's a bad storm, a day or two, but this was 6 straight days of heavy torrential downpour. And again, with already saturated ground, there's just nowhere for it to go. And so it's got to go up. And it did.
Last week's storms dumped heavy rain from Texas up to Ohio, and in some places spawned devastating tornadoes. At least 20 people have been killed. 10 of them were in Tennessee alone. And a passing of note, actor Jay North has died. As a young boy, he starred as the overall-wearing, mischief-making Dennis the Menace on TV. North was just 6 years old when he landed the role of Dennis Mitchell, the well-intentioned troublemaker whose antics especially tested the patience of his next-door neighbor, George Wilson. The sitcom ran for 4 seasons. North would go on to appear in several other TV shows and feature films, but he struggled with being typecast. He talked openly throughout his career about the challenges that come with being a child star. North died Sunday after a battle with colon cancer. He was 73 years old. Still to come on the NewsHour, Tamara Keith and Amy Walter break down the latest political headlines. Actor Noah Wyle discusses The Pit, the new hospital drama receiving widespread acclaim. And Washington Capitals star Alex Ovechkin becomes the NHL's all-time leading goal scorer.
This is the PBS NewsHour from the David M. Rubenstein studio at WETA in Washington and in the West from the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism at Arizona State University.